report. What's that?
Hi, my name is Desiree Daniels, the mother of Deaysia Thomas. Today, my daughter, she took a shower, and the water was too hot, and it gave her blisters on her butt. So the DHS, the doctors called DHS, and they came and got her, and they put her in one of my family members' home.
Who's they? Who actually showed up? This is our first encounter. This is April 6, 2010. This family has had their first encounter with Department of Human Services, City of Philadelphia, who's documenting for kidnapping children for profit of their contractors. So how many of them were there when they came?
One.
One, and what did they show you ID?
No.
All right, did they say their name?
Yes, Kendra.
You remember Kendra? They just gave a first name.
I have her name on a card.
And get the card and what type of piece of paper did they open? Did they say we received a report on you? Did they say we're opening?
It was from the hospital. It was an allegation, and they said they were opening a 21-day safe case.
Okay, is that in writing?
Yes.
Okay, please note that this family has been given in writing for the sake of wire fraud and mail fraud. DHS has given a letter in writing that there is at least a 21-day investigation for safety of the home before this child can be removed for any reason. And this family, through HireLyrics Administrative Services, U.S. Citizens Public Docket Database, will demand to see the report, and there will be accountability as far as Anne Marie Ambrose, the commissioner, for what her social workers do and do not do to document the safety of this child. Today is April 6, 2010, and this family has had its first encounter with Department of Human Services, City of Philadelphia, and its unaccountability. Do you want to say anything else? This is going to be published.
So they said this is what they're telling me, that tomorrow when I take it to the doctors, if they rule out any evidence that this was done on purpose, that the case will be closed.
What doctor did you take the child to after she had the injury in the bath?
I took it to the emergency room.
You took it, which emergency room?
Temple.
That's very important because many doctors work for DHS. So are you going to take her back to Temple University for a follow-up? All right, and we're going to hold that doctor responsible too. Okay, for making
Dr.
sure.
Fleece.
Dr. Fleece has to give a reliable, professional report about the health of the baby. Mm-hmm. Where is the baby now?
She is next door with my mom.
Okay.
But she is going to be with a family member, my cousin.
She's with a family member, and while her mom, what's your name? Desiree Daniels still has access to her child, she's going to take her own pictures of the child to show the extent of the injuries and the fact that they are healed. And she has witnesses, okay? Namely Roxanne Grinage, her husband, Willie Brownson, and my daughter Lorraine Grinage, who are also victims of CPS, DHS, Kidnap for Profit. She's going to take her own pictures of her child's health, and we're going to hold the doctor accountable and DHS accountable. Love and respect, everyone. This is Roxanne Grinage. I'm founder and 9-year demonstrator of HireLyrics Administrative Services and approximately 2-year demonstrator of an administrative solutions tool suggested for slowing and stopping the Child Slaughter U.S. economy fraud, court reform, state of emergency. We call that administrative solutions tool the U.S. Citizens Public Docket Database, where we post verified public incident reports. The citizens have standard access to posting for the sake of truth and public record what really happened, to troubleshoot and overcome the false statements, revenue-driven, censored, evidence destroyed, manipulated, kidnap for profit child selling scheme underway here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, U.S. District for the Eastern District of Pennsylvania. That's where the bulk of our evidence is coming from. So today, HireLyrics has actually encountered a family who had their first encounter today, and I was blessed to be present to record this family statement. Desiree Daniels and Frank Thomas are the parents of a DHS kidnap for profit target child, Deaysia Thomas Daniels. Today, the letter that was left here has false statements in it, and it also states what the law is supposed to be, and we're going to hold City of Philadelphia, Department of Human Services, particularly Anne Marie Ambrose, personally accountable for making sure that her social workers, Lakeisha Kenyetha, and her social worker supervisor, McMillian, follow through with the letter of the law and don't commit mail fraud, as we've seen so many times before and documented so many times before, saying that investigations are open that are abruptly closed and the child is kidnapped for the financial gain of one of Anne Marie Ambrose's Department of Human Services contractors, foster placement, and so on, and evaluators. So I just want to get it on the record that their current target, as of today, April 6th, the mother and the father have made a statement, a video statement. I've given them my camera. They're taking the pictures of the child, and you'll see that the statements are false, that they're claiming that the child had second-degree burns in the private area, and that is not the case at all. The child had redness because of being in the bathtub and the water was too hot in the shower, and she has redness on her buttocks. And that's how they make false, manipulated statements, which imply something worse than what it is. And the next step we're going to look out for is what their modus operandi is documented for being, is the alleging that something is wrong in the house. And look at some of the daily news articles that have come out over the past month here in Philadelphia about the excuses that they use as a matter of method. They just do it over and over again. Modus operandi, oh, the house is cluttered, or there's dishes, or something like that, that had nothing to do with what's best in the best interest of the child. We're getting on record now that this child has a mother, this child has a father. The mother's name is Desiree Daniels, Frank Thomas. I personally know both of them. I'm in a business relationship with both of them. My daughter knows both of them. My husband knows both of them, and we've witnessed their care of the child, their loving care of the child, and we've provided every means for them to document that their child is okay and she's healing from injuries that occurred as a result of an accident and nothing more. This child has a grandmother who wants this child. This child has a cousin and family who wants this child, and under no circumstances will it be lawful for DHS to practice what they usually have as an entity, and in this case we're leveraging personal accountability. So when if DHS does what they've done in the past, been documented for their usual records debacle, where Anne Marie Ambrose is quoted as saying in the Janice Brown daily news articles, it's just so complicated to work out your records mismanagement debacle. We know that you're doing it on purpose. You're losing files, you're losing evidence, you're losing paperwork. We have our own, though. We have our pictures, we have our statements, and we're following this every step of the way. Right now, you are going to be held to the so-called 21-day safety investigation, all right? And if anything changes like it did in other cases, which we all know, 20 U.S. District Court 209, CV 04119, and 209, CV 05448, BMS, and 209, CV 04119, MSG, where Anne Marie Ambrose has sent social workers Kenneth A. Dixon on October 14th to claim 60-day investigations are open, when 2 days later, DHS is present at clandestine court hearings advising that the children be removed from the only home they've ever known for 5 years.